I've already basically done this recap once, but I ran out of time. You know, it was more than 15 minutes long. But I'm gonna do the recap, and then I'm also gonna break down some plays for you guys, bro. You know, so just kind of like a little tip video. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a little longer, obviously, but I'm just gonna take a look at some of the numbers here. 245 yards on offense, 199 punt return yards in this game by us, bro. That's fucking insane. Only one turnover, and that turnover really isn't on me. It's really the game, to be honest. You know, I own up to all my picks, bro. If I throw a bad ball, I throw a bad ball. To make a bad read, I make a bad read, but I didn't in this game. 73% completion percentage. Technically, we only missed 5 passes, but it is what it is, though, man. Sometimes you get hit, sometimes you get early pressure. It is what it is, but we have a 122.2 PBR, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Halfback Charles Sims continuing his success in this offense, bro. 5.2 yards a carry on 8 carries. Pretty dope. Trey Schumann, the league's leading receiver as far as receptions. I don't know where he is as far as yards though, but he should be up there though. 6 catches for a $105 in the score. John Brown 4 catches, 55 yards in the score. Only person that didn't really catch a ball in this game, bro, was Jerron Brown. Like he's been a pretty consistent part of the offense, but he pretty much, you know, without too many opportunities here, you know, only had 19 pass attempts. I took 1 sack, so that's 20. Shit happens. This right tackle right here that he's got playing right guard probably should be fired. He got to be horrible, dude. 3 sacks by Robert Bendici. That is a big welcome back, bro. He missed, I think, 6 games early in the season. But he's back now. Cardinals in the game with, I think, 8 sacks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sacks. 7 sacks, 3 picks. 2 of them went back for 6. You got this man right here, bro, Hassan Reddick, who's virtually the best player in the league as far as stats-wise. 6 tackles, 3 TFLs, a sack and a half, and a pick 6. You'll see his fucking pick 6. It was crazy. It was a user play, but it was a CPU tip that got my user pick. It was crazy, bro. You'll see that shit, man. Let's get to the highlights, bro. And this is the point of the video where I'm really gonna just break some stuff down and show y'all why it worked and how it worked. Even his touchdown, I'll break that down as well. So as you can see right here, though, he's got the ball first, and he's putting together a nice drive. You know, I think it was like 7 plays, 8 plays, back to back. You got a little incompletions right here, but he's getting chunk plays on 3rd and 2nd. 16 yards right there, 15 yards in 2nd down, 4-yard rush, 10-yard rush there. You know, he's pretty much, you know, matriculating the ball down the field. And at that point, I was playing man. I'm like, all right, bro, he's dotting my man coverage up. I got to figure out another way. We got to play some zone or send some heat. So on this particular play, we came out in a look where we're going to look like we're sending the pressure, but we're going to actually play coverage here. He doesn't make the quick read to hit the seam, in which he could have because my user wasn't there in time. 15 is probably the guy you want to go to right there. But in any case, we get a nice little break on the ball here. This is something I want to break down for you guys, which is the zone coverage and the way it works on our Madden. So, as you can see, the free safety right here is Buda Baker. Here you go, bro. He's got 91 zones, I think 75 play rack. Just take a look at 36. He's at the top of your screen right there, playing free safety, right? When the quarterback's dropping back here, he's looking to throw up the seam, obviously because the short routes are taken away. And as soon as he triggers the throw animation right there, you can see 36 is already starting to break on this ball because he knows exactly where it's got to go. There it is. He makes the read, throws the ball. My user there, 27, is actually in position as well, but 36 comes and just takes that shit away, bro. That's why you pay your guys, or you develop your guys that have high zone play rec combinations and stuff like that. We almost get a broken tackle right there to get back for a touchdown, but there's that, bro. That's the first pick of the game. Took points off the board. I was fucking hyped, not gonna lie. Right here, we take a sack on 2nd and 6 though, and on 3rd and 14, we run a draw and we get 13 yards. So it was 4th and 1, really 4th and inches, I believe it was. And we try to run a little fullback dive with our halfback, didn't work. I suck at running the ball, bro. Like, it's not a secret. I think this 13-yard run off a draw was my longest of the game. It might be. But right here, bro, he gets the ball back. Obviously, we turn it over on downs. We get a 16-yard dime. And then right here, he's going to spread me out, go 5 wide. He's going to call stick. Now, I'm in man coverage here. I'm in cover 1 robber. As you can see at the snap of the ball, you got cover one Robert on the field. I did make one adjustment because I didn't want him to try to take me over the top. But pretty much, we got man coverage out here. And my user is this guy right here, I believe. It is. So I see Stick. I recognize Stick, and I know exactly where I need to be to stop Stick. Now, the thing about what he did here, he's actually a really good pass protection, really good pocket to stand in. I defend Stick. Stick is taken away. He probably could have went to the backside slant from Garcon, I believe it is. But he actually made one adjustment as well, which is he slanted Marquise Goodwin. On that slant, his 95 speed is going to get behind my guy. You can see that's me trailing underneath. But he lobbed it up, which is a good call, good completion. That's a touchdown. That was his last big play of the game. And this is not trying to say nothing bad about him, bro. Like he obviously was outmatched on paper as well as scheme-wise. But that was a good adjustment though. Moving on into the end of the first half and into the second quarter, bro. We get a nice little couple completions here. 8-yard rush on 2nd and 5, get a first down. Then we get this pass to John Brown, bro. It's not really a pass. It's just a read. You're looking at the defensive front. Any team that likes to run bubble screens, bro, like, you have to respect the bubble screen. Just like last game when I threw that interception off of, at the goal line, pretty much at the 1. I could have ran the ball in, should have ran the ball in. This is that same exact play call. But because of the defensive alignment, you can clearly see there's a lot of guys in the middle and on the right. And I have trips on the left, basically daring me to throw the bubble screen. So we audible to the bubble screen, call it, throw it. You see the blocks, get 87 on the block, who's a good big guy, 210-pound guy. You got Jerron Brown, who's like a 60, 65 run block, impact block guy. And then you got Smokey Brown coming on the bubble and one-on-one with a safety, and we're just going to hurdle his ass because, everybody goes for hit sticks. So we just go for the little hurdle right there. And he's getting busy in the end zone doing this little dance and shit. That's pretty dope. So moving on here, you can see we get a third down sack. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the one where we sent the corner on the blitz. Nickelback. Let's see. No, it's not. So I sent both DBs here. Well, pretty much no DBs. We in dime 3-2-6 on this particular play. Overstorm Brave basically sending the heat. We're sending 6. He only blocked 5. You know what time it is, bro. You know what time it is. It's Darren Buchanan for a sack. Anytime you send in 6, bro, and you take away the first read, which was this tight end right here. Tight end's taken away. He could have went to that, I guess, in route or drag right there or whatever that was. But he's not making that read quick enough. He's not making that read quick enough, especially when you see both the inside linebackers blitz. You really want to go to your hot read. And if you don't have a hot read, you're fucked. That's what's going to happen. 4th and 17, though, right here. We only show punts when something miraculous fucking happens. Teran McCord is a guy drafted really late in the draft, bro. I think he was in 5th or 6th round. Pretty much just drafted him to be a return specialist, as well as, like somebody I can develop on the side, potentially. Buda Baker gets a nice little block right there to start this off, and then we make that cut. Once we make that cut, bro, this is the thing about punts. And this is the reason why I don't punt to people. I don't give people these opportunities, because this is so easy to do in Madden 18. You make one cut, and you fucking negate everybody's pursuit angles with speed. And McCord is only like an 88, 89 speed, but he's faster than linebackers, So as you can see right here, bro, I'm looking up the field, and I can see that there's one guy that can potentially get me, because I have a blocker all the way upfield. I don't have to worry about that second guy. I pretty much have to, all you really have to do, bro, is once you get in this position, is cut towards the guy that can potentially catch you. You cut towards him, and then you fucking, like, disintegrate his pursuit angle with speed. He clicks on at this point, bro, like somewhere around the 50. Yeah, there it is. He clicks on there, bro. He's in pursuit. Once I see him click on, I know I'm going to juke him 100%. There's no way that I'm not going to make this move. Then we off to the races, bro, into the end zone. That's the rookie's, I think, first punt return for a touchdown this season, which is pretty dope. He gets the ball back, though, man. And we get back-to-back sacks. One thing that a lot of players that play Madden, one thing that they do, bro, is they like to run hurry-up offense when they think they saw something open. And a lot of times, that's never the case, bro. Nothing good happens when you take a sack and you go to hurry up. Nothing good happens, bro. You got like a 1 in 40 chance probably of getting a first down after you take a sack and then run hurry up. So as you can see, this front, bro, we got a weak box. We're playing the pass here. Okay. Clearly playing the pass. If he would have audible to an inside zone halfback base, probably would have got 6-7 yards, right? He does not. He's only got 5 offensive linemen. His halfback is on the right-hand side of the field. We're sending a blitz from the left. We're sending the corner. We're sending the middle linebacker. Deion Buchanan is lined up over 85 right there. So this is Deion Buchanan. Normally lined up inside to create at least 6 men in the box. You know? For whatever reason, he does not take advantage of this look. Let's go ahead back here so we can reset the little cursor. He does not take advantage of this look. Does not have a built-in hot read. He calls verticals, I believe it was. He just slants his inside guys. But because my user is the 3-receiver rec, 3-receiver hook, I can clearly see that the halfback is not going on a route that's threatening to the left, to the right. So I cut inside. And pretty much, you know, at that point, you take away the first read, which is a slant. And at that point right there, bro, Hassan Reddick is already in pursuit, right on the quarterback's hip. This is why, you know, you have to, one, recognize the strength of your defense, the defense's formations, as well as get your protections right. If you see somebody in a front like this, you know, 2x2 set, and their linebackers are walked out over your tight ends, they're probably blitzing. Like, and if they are blitzing, you want to go to either a hot read, which is like slant flats, curl flats, stick, something like that, or hit your halfback out of the backfield on a swing. You know, this is one of the things that the Saints do well in real life with Alvin Kamara, and, you know, like with Reggie Bush in the past, you know, like multiple backs, just 8 off of fucking defensive fronts, and you recognize that pre-snap and you go to something else. Right here, bro, he literally tries to go with a vertical pass against the front that's clear, it's just screaming, I'm blitzing. There it is. You can see the blocks. You know, like 92, Dontari Poe is gonna crash inside. Ndichi is gonna stay right over top of 67, force him to, you know, like that's who you have to block. You know, that you're blocking me. You make sure that he blocks him. 55 is gonna crash hard inside to try to get anybody that's gonna come, you know, and come over and get these 2 loopers. You know what I mean? At that point, you can clearly see there's only 5 blockers. We send 5 guys, but because it's an overload, nobody's there or athletic enough to pick up the looping blitzer. And there it is. That's why it works. Harry's up to the line. We go with another look. We go audible into the nickel 2-4-5 double A gap, and we got guys all out of position, all standing up, and I'm reeling because, like, I know what's about to happen. He's about to try to pass the ball here down the seam again. Probably looking at the guy he thought he saw open last time. Same formation here. I think this is when he calls verticals. He calls verticals. It's 3rd and 20. He calls verticals out of hurry up after taking a sack. I send 6. He only blocks 5. You know the deal, bro. That's Marcus Golden's 7th or 8th sack of the season. And at that point, bro, like, when you can sack somebody back to back like that, and you feel like you're in control of the game, especially after, you know, getting a sack on 3rd and 10, getting a punt return for a touchdown, and you sack him back to back here. At this point, bro, he probably felt defeated. He probably felt defeated. And this really would have been the dagger that really did him in right here. We get a nice little dime right here, bro. I break this pass concept down. This is basically dual drags from the slot and the tight end. Left side receivers on a big route, and the right side receivers on the post route. Now, the reason this is such a good concept, and I'll go ahead and let the play run. The reason this is such a good concept is because of the dual drags. If you're playing a user that likes to use your drags and tries to get pick sixes off of them, this is the perfect play to call, because they're going to use those drags and then have to get upfield to cover either the dig or the post. Now, I read this perfectly. It was blocked perfectly. It was executed perfectly. There's a cover 2 call on defense, which is a pretty common defense, obviously. And it's also a pretty common defense against 2x2 sets. You know, especially if somebody wants to run like corner strike or something like that, or, four verts. It's a really good play call. You know, somebody wants to run slants. You know, it's a good play call. Curl flats. It's a good play call. But against this particular route combination, bro, especially when you have an aggressive middle linebacker user, he's basically, you know, I'm making my play, my read off of his user. As long as I got the protection to block, I'm gonna watch his user. He's user in 53. Steps down, plays the first drag, plays the second drag, and at that point he's obviously going to the right. I have no reason to throw this ball anywhere else besides this big route that's vacated by his zone. You know what I mean? Like, I have nowhere else to throw this ball but the big ass open space, and it's usually like a 10-yard 12-yard completion, but this time it goes for 20 because we got so much space. His linebacker's out of position there, and ideally, to be honest, like, because it's 3rd and 8 in this situation in the game, I'm like, all right, bet I'm only up 7, let's go ahead and get points. Let's make sure we get this first down here and try to get as much time off the clock as we possibly can. So we take the in route on 3rd and 8, which is more guaranteed, you know, especially according to the reads that we got on the field. Ideally, what we should have done, and because I stepped up in the pocket, this is possible, we should have hit this fucking post. If the post would have cut a little sooner, you can see the safeties are split. The post from the right-hand side, bro, is wide. It would have been wide open, but you get a nice little block right there from, you know, you get a nice little play. 1st and 10, 12-yard line, 13-yard line, whatever. You can see the front, you can see the linebackers, you can see the safeties walked up. It's screaming man blitz, 1-on-1 with a safety. Give it to your 6'6" tight end on a high ball, 1-on-1. Jermaine Gresham doesn't even get an animation, bro. Like, he gets an animation, but it's like, Eric Reed, the free safety for the 49ers, bro, was able to just go up and moss my tight end, bro. 6'1" DB, 6'6" tight end. I thought it was a no-brainer. Apparently, it's not. He's going to go ahead and make the interception. Ball goes through my tight end's head, his helmet and everything. And Madden's going Madden, bro. It is what it is, man. But yeah, that's his my only turnover of the game. And it happens, bro. It's bad. It's going to happen eventually. 2nd and 10 right here, though. He gets the ball back. He has a minute and change to go. Like I said, I was literally trying to get the ball down, get as much time off the clock, get out of here with at least 3 so I can be up 10 going into the half. But yeah, get a turnover. 2nd and 10 right here. Takes a sack. This one, I believe this was a coverage sack. Yeah, this is definitely a coverage sack. So Hassan Reddick is lined up at the left outside linebacker position where he is most of the time in passing situations. He's going to drop in coverage. He's not even going to rush the pass on this particular play. We send Dayon Buchanan instead on a blitz. We send Buchanan, drop Reddick. You know, it's one of those like flip-flop type of things. Try to get the confusion on the O-line or whatever. They block it pretty well, but 78 gets destroyed. He gets pushed back by Robert Kimdichie. This is all Kimdichie on this play, man. Gets pushed back, gets hit with a spin move. As you can see, there's nobody open on this particular play. It's man coverage again. Back to playing man on him. There's nobody open on verticals, bro. Like, if you want to throw that huge over route to Garcon with Patrick Peterson in coverage, go right ahead. That's probably a pick. But he takes the sack right here, bro. There's nothing he could have did about that. The pressure was there. Shout out to the defense of the Cardinals, bro. Last play of the half. He is going to take another sack, bro. 2nd and 13, pass got knocked down. He calls hurry up. I told you, nothing good happens when you hurry up after incompletion or a sack. We send 6, he blocks fucking 5, bro. That's it. Even though we only sent 6, we got a couple guys free, like, on blocks. He just didn't block well on that particular play. Reddick gets the credit for the sack, no one else. He's stingy. Stingy with his, man. 3rd quarter right here, bro. This is when shit just got crazy. It just, like I said, it just got crazy. 3rd and 10. As you can see right here, bro, look at this. We get a nice little completion on first down to start the half. Back-to-back incompletions. Back-to-back. And on 3rd and 10, this happens. Come out. We're going to hit that guy down the seam. He calls dollar or quarter. Thank you, bro. He calls dollar or quarter defense, and he calls cover 4. And a lot of times, the best thing to do in cover 4 is to use it in one of the safeties because you got so much coverage underneath that you can just, you know, basically roam and dare somebody to throw it deep because you got 3 guys still in deep coverage. We know that. We looking for that. We see his safety come down and basically play flat-footed on a streak. Not a streak, but it's a seam route. He plays flat. We see that. We throw it up to him. Give our guy a chance. Number 30 comes across from the left cornerback position, and he does not make a play on this ball. Probably could have, definitely could have if his angle was better. I'm not sure if he clicked onto gains or not, yeah, that's tough. That's a really big time completion on cover 4, bro. To be honest, Schumann gets that catch right there. It's pretty dope. And then right here, another situation where we're in the pistol. Pistol has a lot of good plays, bro, especially in my custom playbook. So we got a 2x2 set again. Obviously, last time he seen this set, we had hit him with a dig route. So he comes out in 3-4 odd, bro, for whatever reason, and goes man blitz. Goes man blitz from the 20-yard line. That's probably the worst thing you could do. You're leaving guys one-on-one with so much room on the field. We basically block 7. He still gets a guy free, but there it is, bro. There's that. You're not going to cover the league's leading receiver with a free safety. It's just not going to happen, bro. Unless that free safety is Joe Thomas. Maybe it'll happen. But Schumann's first touchdown of the game, bro, he's hyped. And at that point, you know, it's 21-7. You know, like it's still a game. You know, it's 21-7 though. And then he gets the ball back here, bro. Gets a nice little 19-yard run by Breida. Second 11. This play, bro, this was insane. Like, there's 3 things you got to look for when you're facing bunch, right? When you're facing bunch, you know, you always got to be aware that somebody can hit you with 4 verticals and hit that number 87 on that wheel route. You know, like it's a pretty money completion, you know, easy completion. So anytime I see bunch, I press my outside guy over the bunch side, right? Another thing you gotta look for in bunch, PA post. It's one of the, I think that's the only play action audible for gun bunch. So you have to be aware of that. That basically has a C route on the left hand side and somebody that's going to stretch you vertically in 87, I believe, is who runs the post on that particular play, right? Other than that, you just got to watch for the mesh concept. That's it. Oh, and obviously halfback base, but you know, base is clamped up by my team. So in this particular play, bro, we basically, you know, we taken away what we know about gun bunch and how people run it in sim leagues. We've taken that away. We're rushing 5, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're rushing 5. Playing man coverage across the board. Basically daring him to throw it here. For whatever reason, I'm obviously about to. I'm in coverage on 22 man to man. I know that he's gonna cut right. I start going right. I bump into the opposite receiver, the mesh guy. Bump into him, he still throws it, bro. For whatever reason, he still throws his pass. Like I said, my user is 56, Hassan Reddick. Granted, it's one of those fucked up type plays, but you know, it's before 5 yards, so it's perfectly legal. It's what happens on pick plays for wide receivers all the time. Patrick Peterson is in position right here to take this pass away. My user is holding the shit out of triangle right now. I probably broke my damn button. But we get the interception, bro. Pat P tips it up. Reddick is right there to grab it, make one cut, and we gone, bro. Like, that was just one of the craziest plays, man. Like, if you go back and look at that, and look at exactly what I have to take away. If it's play action, I got to get outside to cover a C route, you know. If it's verticals, I have to stay in the middle and underneath the over route from the tight end. You know, if it's anything else, I just got to make a read on defense. So we see everybody's on routes. We see 22 come up. You know he's not going to cut left. He's going to cut right. I make that read. I get right on the speed out route or speed in route. Bump into the receiver, which is probably the best thing that happened for me. Because Pat P, in trail technique on the drag, is able to catch up to it. And he's sitting right under that and makes the play on the ball. Unfortunately, he doesn't catch it. But fortunately, you know, we're there for that shit, bro. It's pretty fucking dope. Get a nice little celebration right there. Hassan Reddick Also rocking number 56 for, you know, not Sean Taylor, I'm tripping. Lawrence Taylor, LT. Best defensive player, one of the best defensive players in history. Right here, obviously that's a pick six. At that point, the score is 28-7. Midway through the third quarter, he gets the ball back, obviously, because of the pick six. Negative yards here, gets a nice little chunk play to Gerson, takes a sack. 2nd and 12, bro. 2nd and 12. He comes to bunch again. I don't know if this guy's been watching the Madden Classic or whatever, or he's been on YouTube and he listening to these guys that are saying, oh, gun bunch is the best formation in the game. It's not, bro. It's not. It's the most commonly used formation in the game, and for that reason, it's the easiest to stop. Because you've seen everything that you're going to see out of this shit. Right here, bro, we send a man blitz. We give one look initially, and then we audible it back into our call, which is a man blitz. We're sending 6. He's sending everybody out on routes. If you're in gun bunch, you're sending everybody out on routes unless it's PA post, you know. So gun bunch, we're gonna gas him up. This particular play I'm using in Reddick again, obviously. And I'm waiting for him to try to either leak his halfback out on a swing route or a wheel or whatever. But for the most part, we're playing the inside leverage here. We're basically gonna take away the over route. He can't throw that. We got Buda Baker, who's manned up on the tight end from across the field. And that's one of those things that, like, crossman was a big part of Madden last year, bro. But in this year, you can't really do it as much unless you're doing it with safeties and unless you're in man blitz. So there it is. You get the nice little pressure right here. You see Tyrann Mathieu coming off the edge, scot-free. He's the unblocked guy. He has to make a read here. He has to make a throw. Honestly, if you're looking at this on offense, bro, if I see this on offense and I'm in gun bunch, I'm looking to get the ball out hot. And when I mean get it out hot, like right there is when I'm throwing the 85. Right there is when I'm throwing the 85. I can see it's man. You see that guy jetting from left to right. You know it's man coverage. Not looking at the quarterback. Nobody's looking at the QB. It's man coverage. You got to make that read quick and you got to make it hot, bro. But for whatever reason, he doesn't. Throws up a duck right here. Buda Baker's there to undercut it because he's in trail technique, because he's manned up from across the field. He takes his 91 speed into the end zone right there for a score. 35-7. 35-7. It's less than 3 minutes left in the quarter, bro. And he gets the ball back and he takes 3 knees. Like, he takes 3 knees. Why? You put on shoe clock and you take 3 knees, my guy. Play your game, bro. Play your game, man. Right here, obviously we're feeling deflated because he basically just, I hate when people give up, son. I hate when people give up. Like, if you're in a situation, bro, where you're clearly outmatched and you're outplayed, you're outcoached, everything, try to put together a drive, bro. That's it. As a football player, as a fan of the game, bro, like, I don't want to see anybody give up, bro. In this particular situation, what I would have liked to see from him, obviously, I'm pretty sure he doesn't give a fuck, but I would have loved to see, you know, him just say, all right, I'm just going to put a drive together, bro. I'm going to score points here. It doesn't even have to be 7. I'm just going to score points here. But he takes 3 knees, takes the easy way out, turns on shoe clock, man. Granted, you know, it's 35-7. I get it. You're out of the game, you know, especially the way that shit has been going for his team. But and we get the ball back, man. Pretty much at the end of the fourth quarter. I think we had like we had one play after the punt away, in which McCoy also gained 17. He had gained a nice little chunk of yards on that as well. Right here, take a field goal midway through the fourth, bro. We pretty much take all this time off the clock. Get a nice little 20-yard run by Sims right there. It's pretty dope. 3rd and 8. You know, it is what it is, man. I'm literally just trying to set up for a field goal, you know, because obviously he's given up. Let's just get out of this game without injury. That's exactly what we try to do here. Then he gets the ball back. He, you know, calls a pass play for whatever reason after taking 3 knees and taking a 3-yard loss on first down. You call a pass play. Like, I don't understand this guy. Like, have you given up, or you want to play now? Like, what? what's the word, Thunderbird? You know what I mean? 3rd and 16. Kyle Juszczyk is his halfback, his 3rd down back. He runs halfback base for like the 8th time this game out of gun bunch. You know, that is what it is. And as you can see right here, 4th and 18. Punts the ball to my guy one more time, bro. I'm thinking he tried to kick this out of bounds, but failed. Which, you know, everybody does it, bro. We all fail at getting that coffin corner every 100% of the time. Yeah, the game just literally wanted to fuck him right here because that should have been a tackle. That probably could have been a tackle. He's and you can tell at this point he's tapping X. That's why his guy is breaking down like this. He's tapping X. He wants to get that conservative tackle, but he just doesn't get the animation. Ryan McCoy, 82 yards later, in the end zone for his 2nd punt return in the game, bro. As a rookie, that should probably right there, bro. If he, you know, gets maybe another one this season, probably in there for a Pro Bowl spot off a return specialist. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the game, bro. That was just, yeah, I would rather have gotten the ball back, took the punt, and then took 3 knees, but because I seen the lane, bro, like I couldn't help it, right? Like, take it back to the house, McCoy. But that's it for me, man. Let's see the head.